This seemed to be almost an offhand remark from the president in this interview with Fox News. But what would the potential ramifications be if actually the U.S. government took steps to wipe out Puerto Rican debt?
Well, I think Puerto Rico has $70 billion of debt, so in the first instance, it would be a big blow to the holders of that debt and to the credit markets. As you know, Puerto Rico went through a massive restructuring. It involved congressional legislation. It involved a lot of pushing and pulling, litigation, everything like that. And so for the president to come in and just sort of wave his hand and say, well, we're going to ignore all that and go in this other direction, I think it undermines the whole notion of stable capital markets and the government respecting that.
Is it even within his power as the executive to do that? Would he need congressional legislation? I mean, after all, this is not government debt that he's forgiving.
No, it's private sector debt. I don't honestly know the answer to that. I think Puerto Rico needed legislation in order to go through its restructuring. I don't think Puerto Rico can declare bankruptcy on its own. President surely cannot just wave his hand and eliminate the debt. So my guess is that there is probably legislation or some kind of congressional action in the future. But look, I don't think realistically, he can say that, I don't think they're simply going to do that and wipe out the debt. I mean, Puerto Rico needs substantial aid, but Puerto Rico also has substantial obligations, and somehow those are going to have to be reconciled.
Well, we have the moral hazard issue.
Yeah, you have the moral hazard issue from the standpoint of people borrowing money and then just walking away from it, and the precedent issues, and frankly, the fairness issues. Puerto Rico needs to be helped in a major, major way. Doesn't mean you just wave your hand and wipe out $74 billion of debt that they incurred.